With a spot in the championship round of this year's Geico PBA Team Shootout still available, legend Parker Bone III triggered the endless 10th frame. Needing 2 more strikes to win, Norm Duke converted and left it up to Pete Weber. The miss meant the legends were done, and the youthful talent of Team Bear moved on. Now it's time for match 1 of our championship round. The Geico PBA Team Shootout started with 18 of the PBA Tour's best players. Now in the championship round, it's Team Bear, the young guns that feature Captain Tommy Jones and two-handed sensation Jason Belmonte versus Team Geico, the veterans that have 4 Player of the Year award winners, including Captain Chris Barnes and the big nasty Wes Malott. 3 matches, singles, doubles, and a final team throwdown to determine who will be this summer's team champion. And we welcome you to Six Flags Great Adventure for our continuing coverage of the Geico PBA Team Shootout here on ESPN. 12 round-robin matches later, we find ourselves here at the outset of the championship round. Glad you're with us. I'm Rob Stone. Team Geico really in control from the get-go as they won the overall standings. But for the Young Turks of Team Bear, it came down to literally the last ball thrown in the round-robin competition before they knew they would make it here to the championship round. Speaking of the championship round, here's how it shakes down. We begin with a 1-point singles match. After that, another 1-point match. This one, though, doubles, and that will be followed on our last telecast by a team match, which is worth 2 points. If we are tied at that point, there will be a 1-ball roll-off to break that tie. And we start with the singles and our Randy Peterson standing by with our 2 competitors.
I'm joined by Rhino Page and Chris Barnes. And Chris, I'll start with you for the singles match. Your team is counting on you to bring home a point. Talk about what kind of pressure that means to you.
Well, that's about the same amount of pressure I put on myself anyway, so it's not that big a deal. But we have a team without a lot of egos. It's been a lot of fun, made it easy to be captain. So, we're all in each other's corner. I don't have to worry about my back here.
Thanks, Chris. Good luck.
Thanks.
Rhino Page, you've been called upon by your teammates to try to take down one of the game's greatest. Can you describe what this moment means to you?
Well, it means a lot. I've struggled a little bit here this trip, and it's nice to get a second chance, go out there and bowl against Barnes. Obviously, he's a tough opponent, but I'm going to throw a lot of strikes at him, so he better be ready.
Thanks, Rhino Page. Good luck. Lefty versus righty for an all-important 1 point for each team.
Now, if you go head-to-head with the numbers, this one looks like a complete mismatch. All the numbers in favor of Chris Barnes, but Rhino Page has a lot of experience collegiately, internationally as well. This one maybe a little closer than those numbers would indicate right now. And Chris Barnes of Team Geico, who concluded this competition with 6 wins, 2 defeats in the round-robin competition, and your captain will begin the singles competition. And the team competition stays intact. He's got his boys backing him up on the bench. Up now, the hard-throwing lefty from Topeka, Kansas. Rhino Page was Rookie of the Year in the PBA 2 seasons ago, and what a wonderful rookie campaign it was. Probably the best this league has ever seen. Matches Barnes with the strike of his own. Time now for your lumber liquidators. Know the wood, and the oil pattern for the championship round, all 3 of them, is the cheetah.
Cheetah pattern, 36 feet in length, the shortest of the named animal patterns. The outside part of the lane, well, it's kind of like adult bumper bowling. Very dry to the outside parts. The guys will throw the balls towards the friction zone and get the ball to hook back into the pocket. When it overhooks, they'll just move in a little bit left or a little bit right, depending on which hand you're throwing it with, and really start to open the lane up.
Page moves over to the left lane. Come on. Got it!
And Rob, I was a little surprised at the selection. Nothing against Rhino Page. He doesn't have the experience of a Tommy Jones. Tommy Jones bowls well on this pattern, but again, he starts off great right here with a double.
Well, let's ask Rhino. Rhino, what did they tell you when they told you were going to be the starter in the singles competition?
They just said you're our guy on this pattern, and I've had some good success and like playing the gutter, and it's definitely my A game. So just happy to be out here representing my team.
But he sounds pumped. He could hardly get the words out.
Great start for him. Here's Chris Barnes looking to open up with a double of his own.
Come on, Slick.
We're the right thing, brother, yeah!
Just sit back and listen to PA. Do the broadcast. Do the right thing, brother.
Maybe? Maybe? Yes. So Barnes has opened up with back-to-back jacks, looking to start this one with a three-bagger. It has been perfection so far for Barnes and Rhino Page. On the left lane, Brooklyn works just fine in Jersey.
Oops.
I did it again.
Got it going up the lane. Never got it far enough to the right, and it was just instant check.
I saw one of those once before.
But a huge Brooklyn strike for a three-bagger. Nobody happier about that than Patrick Allen.
See, now Barnes should have sold that. I mean, he should have said, I'm playing Brooklyn on this one. From the release point, it was headed to Brooklyn.
You're not getting away with that when you're a pro.
I understand.
No chance.
Rhino Page.
Now, if you would have said something like, hey, Rhino, I wanted to try your side. A little head game, maybe?
Page on the right lane, representing Team Bear. Soft and big. Nasty split.
Big four right through the schnoz.
4, 6, 7, 10. All right. Where did that come from?
Well, it looks like a pretty good shot off his hand, but it just bites down the lane and goes right through the face. That's the one tricky part about the cheetah pen. If you get it to the dry too quick, it overhooks.
Well, Team Geico has shown some seasoning by making few mistakes. Not the same case for Team Bear.
Well, it seems like Team Geico's gotten a lot of the good breaks, and for Team Bear, not so much.
Well, this will be interesting to see how Page bounces back from this one. Strike, strike, open frame. We go to the top of the fourth. That is a bounce back ball, my friend.
No damage.
So strikes for Rhino Page in 3 of his first 4 frames, but his opponent, Chris Barnes, flawless through 3. His attempt for a Hambo when our coverage returns. The Geico PBA Team Shootout, hosted by Six Flags, is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By Six Flags, offering thrills for all ages. And by Lumber Liquidators, hardwood flooring for less.